It's 6:12 a.m. in a quiet Okinawan village. A 92-year-old woman steps outside barefoot, the earth still cool under her feet. She waters her vegetables, crouches with ease, then walks back inside without a cane, without back pain, and without a single pill. Meanwhile, here in America, someone half her age winces just reaching for their socks. Why? Why do Japanese elders stay stronger longer while we invest in gym memberships, take endless supplements, and still feel stiff by sunrise? Here's something that might surprise you. A Harvard medical school team spent 3 years studying seniors in Japan's blue zones, places where people live well into their 90s and beyond. What they found wasn't a secret herb. It wasn't even a diet. It was a 5-movement morning routine, done before breakfast, done with intention, and done by people who haven't needed joint replacements, painkillers, or physical therapy, ever. And the first movement? You can do it before you even get out of bed. Let me show you how it works, and how it might just change the way you age forever. Let's begin. The woman in the garden. A glimpse into a different future. Every morning, long before the city wakes, she's already out there, barefoot, humming quietly, tending to her tomatoes. Her name is Mitsuko. She's 92, and if you pass by her garden in Okinawa, you'd think she was maybe in her 60s. She bends, she kneels, she carries buckets of water. No grimace, no groan, no need for Advil. She's never owned a gym membership. She doesn't take joint supplements. And the last time she visited a doctor for joint pain, she can't even remember. When I first saw her, it stopped me cold. Because back home in Ohio, my neighbor, just 67, needs help getting out of his recliner. He used to jog. Now, he uses a walker. How could two people, born in the same decade, age so differently? It's easy to chalk it up to genes or luck, but that's not the full picture. Not when you realize that Mitsuko is not an exception. She's a norm. In Okinawa, people routinely live past 90 with full mobility, clear mind, and zero dependence on pills or physical therapy. Harvard researchers call it one of the world's blue zones. I call it a glimpse into a different future. One where aging doesn't mean decline, but freedom. And that future starts with what Mitsuko does every single morning. Not with machines, not with medicine, but with movement. Simple, intentional, powerful. In the next few minutes, I'll show you exactly what those movements are, starting with one you can do without even leaving your bed. The myth of exercise after 60. Why no pain, no gain is wrong. Here's what we've been told for decades. If it doesn't hurt, it doesn't work. Push harder. Feel the burn. And so we try. We sign up for senior fitness classes with loud music and fast reps. We buy resistance bands and struggle through YouTube workouts with 20-year-old instructors who call us boomers without meaning to offend. We blame our bodies when they ache. We feel guilty when they quit halfway. But what if the problem isn't your age or your effort? What if the problem is the approach? In Okinawa, Japan, where people live longer and better than almost anywhere else, seniors don't do HIIT. They don't deadlift. They don't plank for 2 minutes straight. Instead, they follow a morning flow. Gentle, intentional, grounded. Movements passed down from their grandparents. Movements that feel good, not punishing. A 2022 Harvard study tracked seniors in blue zones like Okinawa and Ikoria. They found that those who did low-intensity, mindful movement routines each morning had 40% better balance, 30% stronger legs, and reported less pain and more energy throughout the day, all without breaking a sweat. The Western fitness industry tells us that if you're not dripping, grunting, or out of breath, it doesn't count. But these Japanese elders prove otherwise. It turns out You don't need to beat your body into submission. You just need to wake it up with purpose. And that begins where every good day should. In bed, with your eyes still adjusting to the morning light. You start with the very foundation of balance and movement, your ankles. The bedside ritual that changes everything ankle awakening. You don't even have to leave your bed. That's what struck me first when I watched Mitsuko begin her morning. Still lying down, her covers folded neatly to the side. She lifted one leg slightly and began to rotate her ankle, slowly, deliberately, like it was the most important thing in the world. To her it is. In the West, we often treat our ankles like afterthoughts. But in Japan, elders understand something profound. Your ankles are the foundation. Weak ankles mean poor balance. Poor balance leads to falls. And for people over 60, one bad fall can mean losing your independence or worse. A 5-year study from the Tokyo Metropolitan Institute of Gerontology found that seniors with poor ankle mobility were 2.3 times more likely to fall, regardless of how fit the rest of their body seemed. That's why this bedside ritual is so powerful. It's called Ashikubi Undo, ankle practice, but it's more than just circles. It's a quiet conversation between you and your nervous system. Here's how you do it. While lying on your back, raise one leg just a few inches off the bed. Rotate your foot in slow, full circles. 10 times clockwise, then 10 counterclockwise. Feel every part of the arc. Then point your toes away from you. Hold for 3 seconds. Flex them back toward your shin. Hold again. Repeat that 15 times. Switch legs. Do it again. That's it. No sweat, no pain, just movement with meaning. What makes this even more effective is a trick many Japanese elders use. A towel. After your circles and flexes, you loop a towel around the ball of your foot, hold both ends, and gently pull as you push against the tension. This activates the small stabilizing muscles in your calves and ankles, the ones responsible for keeping you steady when you step off a curb or turn quickly in the kitchen. A study from Kyoto University showed that just 2 minutes of towel resistance per foot led to a 31% improvement in balance tests after only 6 weeks. That's the same progress you'd expect from hour-long physical therapy sessions. Some elders even roll a tennis ball under their feet afterward to massage the fascia and boost circulation. Thermal imaging showed this increases blood flow by up to 40%, which means warmer toes, more stable steps, and fewer "my foot feels dead" moments in the morning. So tomorrow, before you check your phone or reach for your coffee, pause. Lie back. Circle your ankles. Wake up your feet before you stand on them. Because the rest of your body can't rise strong if your foundation stays asleep. Breathe better. Think clearer. The forgotten power of posture. He didn't notice it at first. The headaches, the brain fog, the shallow breathing. My Uncle Paul used to be a high school math teacher. Sharp, quick-witted, always solving problems faster than the students could write them down. But somewhere after retirement, he started hunching, just a little, from reading, from TV, from years of just relaxing. One day he told me, "I feel like my brain's in fog." Not dementia, just slowed down. Turns out it wasn't just age, it was his posture. Most people think of posture as an aesthetic thing. Stand tall, look confident. But the truth runs deeper. When your shoulders round forward, a habit built over years of sitting, scrolling, and driving, your chest tightens, your lungs compress, and your oxygen intake drops. And less oxygen, that affects everything, especially your brain. A groundbreaking study from Osaka Medical College followed 800 seniors for 6 months. Those who did one simple posture-focused movement daily had 54% less neck and upper back pain, 23% better breathing capacity, and 18% higher scores on cognitive tests. The movement, it's called kakadiyos, or shoulder blade gathering, and it's as simple as it is powerful. Here's how you do it. Sit near the edge of a firm chair, feet flat on the ground. Place your hands gently on your thighs. Take a deep breath in through your nose. As you inhale, slowly draw your shoulder blades together, like you're trying to hold a pencil between them. Don't force your shoulders back. Let the muscles between your shoulder blades do the work. Hold for 5 seconds. Exhale as you release. That's 1 rep. Do 20. Over time, this reawakens the muscles that years of desk jobs and couch time have put to sleep. It opens the chest. It resets your breathing. It gives your brain the oxygen it's been silently begging for. Want to take it up a notch? Try the wing spread. As you squeeze your blades, slowly lift your arms out the side like angel wings up to shoulder height. Hold. Lower. Repeat. This adds in your rotator cuff. Crucial for upper body strength and shoulder health. Japanese elders often imagine a string pulling them upward from the top of their head while doing this. This simple visualization aligns the spine and prevents that common habit of overarching the neck. EMG studies show this small posture cue alone increases muscle activation by 28%. It's no wonder my uncle started feeling clearer, lighter, more present once he made this a part of his morning. So the next time you feel tired for no reason, or your shoulders feel like they're carrying bricks, don't just pop another Tylenol. Breathe deeper. Sit taller. Reclaim your posture and your presence. Reclaiming your spine. Move like water again. Most of us don't notice our spine until it starts to hurt. That first twinge when we get out of bed. The stiffness that creeps in during a long car ride. That subtle fear of bending down. Will I be able to get back up? For many, these aches are just accepted as part of aging. But in Japan, elders approach their spine differently. Not as something to endure, but something to honor. They call it Sisui Nami, spinal waves. And watching a Japanese elder do them is like watching water ripple through bamboo. Smooth, fluid, alive. You see, the spine isn't meant to be rigid. It's not a steel beam. It's a living chain of 33 vertebrae, designed to bend, undulate, and move like a wave. A study from Japan's National Center for Geriatrics followed 1,200 seniors over 3 years. Those who practice spinal waves daily had 38% less lower back pain, retain an average of 2.3 inches more height, and reported greater ease in everyday movements like tying shoes or reaching overhead. So how does it work? You start seated, but not slouched. Sit near the front edge of a sturdy chair, back unsupported, feet flat on the ground. Now imagine your spine as a string of pearls. Starting from the tailbone, begin a gentle wave. Tilt the pelvis backward slightly, rounding the lower back. Then slowly reverse it, arching forward as the wave moves up your middle back. Then your upper back. Then your neck. Inhale as the wave rises. Exhale as it falls. One cycle takes about 8 seconds. Do 10. Rest. Do 10 more. What makes this so transformative isn't just mobility, it's hydration. Your spinal discs are like sponges. They don't have blood vessels. They need movement to absorb nutrients. When you move like this, those discs drink, keeping your spine tall, supple, and pain-free. MRI scans show that just 5 minutes of spinal waves increase disc hydration by 12%. That's not just comfort. That's prevention of compression, of degeneration, of that silent shrinking we all dread. Some elders enhance the wave with gentle twists at the top, turning left, then right, adding in rotational mobility we rarely use in daily life. Others add a breath focus. Inhale deeply as the wave rises. imagining oxygen nourishing each vertebra. Exhale slowly as the wave descends, releasing tension stored over years. These aren't just exercises. They're a reset for the nervous system, the posture, and the mind. Because when your spine moves like water, everything else flows more freely. The secret circle, moving your hips like you're 20 again. If your spine is the river, your hips are the gate. And when that gate locks up, everything upstream starts to suffer. In Okinawa, just after the spinal wave practice, elders shift to a movement that looks almost playful, almost like dancing. But don't let the simplicity fool you. These hip circles, known as koshi moshi, may be the most underestimated key to lifelong mobility. You see, the hip is a ball and socket joint, built for freedom in every direction. But in modern life, we mostly just walk forward. We sit, we stand, maybe take a sideways step now and then, but we rarely rotate. And when that circular motion disappears, so does balance, so does agility, so does ease. A 7-year study from the University of Tsukuba tracked over 2,000 seniors. It found that those who practiced daily hip circles were 51% less likely to need hip replacement surgery, 40% less likely to suffer falls requiring hospitalization. That's not just better movement. That's years of independence preserved. So how does it work? Stand with your feet slightly wider than hip-width apart. Knees soft, hands resting lightly on your hips. Imagine you're stirring a giant pot with your hips. Shift your weight to the right. Circle forward to the left, then back again, one full, slow loop. Do 10 circles clockwise, then 10 the other way.
Pushing
Go
through
as
the left
wide
heel
and
to
slow
rise,
as feels comfortable.
Quadriceps engaging.
Feel the movement. Don't rush it. This isn't a workout. It's a reconnection. Japanese elders often add a layer they call weight shifting awareness, tuning into how their weight transfers across the balls and heels of the feet, right to left. This trains the brain just as much as the body, strengthening the neural pathways that help prevent falls. Some even use a mirror to ensure their upper body stays still while the hips do the work, building true isolation and control in the joint. And if you want to make it more interesting, try adding levels. Do 10 circles with knees slightly bent, then 10 a little higher, then 10 at full standing height. This progression activates different layers of muscle and challenges your balance in new ways. Advanced elders even hold a small item, like a cup of tea, while circling, to simulate real-life balance demands. EMG scans reveal that this simple motion boosts glute medius activation by 34%, a muscle critical for stable, pain-free walking. And the best part? You'll feel the difference almost immediately. Your steps become smoother, your balance steadier. You might even find yourself moving through the day with a little more rhythm in your stride. Because when your hips move freely, you move like someone who still has places to go. The floor test that predicts longevity and how to pass it. It doesn't matter how many vitamins you take, how healthy you eat, or even how many steps you get each day. There's a simple test. It takes less than 30 seconds. That predicts how long you'll live. And chances are your doctors never mentioned it. It's called the sit-to-stand test. Here's how it works. From a standing position, sit down on the floor cross-legged, then get back up without using your hands, knees, or arms for support. Sound simple? Maybe, but studies say otherwise. A massive study out of Brazil followed over 2,000 adults ages 51 to 80. Researchers found that people who could perform this movement without support were 6.4 times more likely to live longer than those who couldn't. Why? Because this test isn't just about legs. It's about strength, balance, coordination, flexibility, and core stability, all wrapped into one functional movement. It reveals a silent decline happening in many of us before we even feel it. In Japan, elders don't just pass this test. They practice it every single morning in a form they call Caesar transitions or Saiza no Goki. Here's how it looks. You start standing, feet together. Step your right foot back. Then slowly lower your right knee to the floor. Follow with your left and settle into a kneeling position, seated gently on your heels. To come up, reverse the motion. Left foot forward, push through the leg, stand tall. Then switch legs next time. And again, it may sound modest, but it's a full body symphony. Your thighs control your descent. Your core keeps you upright. Your ankles and knees adjust constantly for balance. Your nervous system fires, learns, adapts. A study from Kyoto showed seniors who practice Caesar transitions just 5 to 10 times daily were 47% stronger in their legs, had 35% more ankle flexibility, and were 43% less likely to fall over a 2-year period. Think about that. Less than 5 minutes a day. No what? No machines. Just learning how to get to the floor and back again like you did when you were 8. For beginners, Japanese elders recommend starting next to a wall or chair. Even lowering to a tall kneeling position is a powerful start. It's not about perfect form. It's about consistency, about reclaiming the confidence that, yes, you can still do this. As you grow stronger, you can add a challenge, hold something, maybe a pillow, a cup of tea, even your morning newspaper. The added weight forces your body to stabilize in new ways, mimicking real life, not gym life. And here's a bonus. Practice slow, mindful breathing throughout. Inhale before lowering. Exhale slowly as you descend. Inhale again at the bottom. Exhale as you rise. This isn't just safer. It activates your deep abdominal muscles, stabilizes your spine, and teaches your body to move with grace, not fear. Because aging doesn't take your strength away overnight. It takes your confidence, one unsteady step at a time. But with this one movement, you take it back. Every time you get up from that floor, you're not just standing. You're proving to yourself that you're still in control. A 20-minute morning that adds years to your life. By now, you've seen it. Not a secret formula, not a magic pill. Just 5 simple movements, done with intention, done every morning, that have helped Japanese elders stay strong, steady, and independent well into their 90s. Let's recap. Ashikubi undo. Awaken your ankles. Build your foundation. Kukata yos. Open your chest. Breathe deeper. Think clearer. Sisui nami. Move your spine like water. Prevent pain before it starts. Koshi motion. Circle your hips. Reclaim your rhythm and balance. Caesar transitions. Master the floor. Regain your confidence. Together, they take less than 20 minutes. No equipment. No gym membership. No fancy-outs. Just you, your body, and the choice to move with purpose. And the truth is, you don't have to do all 5 tomorrow. Start small. Maybe just the ankle circles before you get out of bed. Maybe shoulder squeezes while the coffee brews. These little shifts, they create momentum because motion creates energy. And energy, when guided with wisdom, becomes vitality. Here's what one Japanese elder said that stuck with me. If I can move in the morning, I can do anything during the day. And if I can move today, I believe I'll be here tomorrow. So now I'll ask you, which one of these 5 movements will you try tomorrow morning? And when you do, when you take those first slow, steady steps, know this, you're not just adding minutes to your day. You're adding years to your life. And more importantly, you're adding life to those years.